Hey there, everyone. We're still here on Next Island, and I thought we would do some Mutant Boars because we need to finish out this Helen Super Epic whatever, which is 63 Mutant Boars. So I'm hoping these low-level ones over here where we're going to be at count. But they also dropped the Citrine we're after to do that daily, and we'd like to do that at least once while we're here. It takes a second to get enough materials up. We could actually buy these ones in the auction house, but I want to codex the boars anyway, and so we'll kind of, if we don't get enough, we'll buy the rest. And so let's see how this little pistol does that we got from Tolan. Oh, this should be good enough. Excellent. And yeah, they're totally counting, so that's good for us. The, the Codex isn't impressive on them because they're so low level, though. I think what are we looking at? 0.5% per kill right out the gate, and so it'll only go down from there. I guess that was 0.8%. They drop a lot of crystals, is what I'm seeing here. At least for us right out the gate. Oh, that's a different crystal, huh? Yep. So they've got a pretty good loot list. We've got boar tails. We've got 5 different crafting materials, it looks like. 6 different crafting materials now. Um, got a little bit of markup. Maybe. Hard to say when it's only on the year. That one has, that damn bright has markup though, it looks like. What else are we getting here? Some stuff that's likely not bought. Alright, so we're trying to stay down in here. This is where the boars are, I think, that are going to be low level. These level 4 um, to level 9-ish. As opposed to if we were up here around this teleporter, I think they go all the way up to level 14 or so. And so we actually haven't got the one material that we were kind of hoping to get off these wild boars, which is that citrine. Despite getting 6 or so materials already. I wish I knew more about. Oh, that was a nice little hit of a whole bunch of stuff. Wish we knew, or I knew rather, what more of these materials were used for. But this will be nice because we'll get to burn out this low level pistol. I said low level. It's a low mid level. Um, that we were able to pick up on Tolan doing one of the instances. And so it's not a bad little pistol. But I figured we would burn it out rather than sell it. I always like skills. I don't have a weapon I'm attached to. You see, I got a couple other ones from, I think that's from Rocktopia when I did those lockpick instances. We'll burn them out on something like this as well. Obsidian crystal's new. So yeah, they drop a lot of different materials. And because I'm feeling a little froggy, we're gonna jump in here. Where's my good one? Right there? It's almost broke. We're gonna drop it anyway. Just because I'm curious. Not a tostada. Alright, back to slaying. I do that again here later too. Just for fun. I don't need that waypoint anymore. So yeah, these are pretty easy to kill. Um, we've only got 20% of the Codex so far. Um, and so it's a little slow going there. If we want to boost that up, we'll have to go hunt bigger ones. These don't have enough hit points. Um, and so Codex is definitely cost based. Oh, Boarhead, that's new. So I think that Citrine might be a little bit of a rare drop on them. Then we might want to go a different route. The Screechers maybe Portal Guardians for gathering the 200 that we're going to need to do that daily. Luckily, I want to codex a lot of different things while we're here, and so we'll get a good smattering and kind of see what drops what for us. Oh, let's grab that fruit. 118, that's a nice little fruit gathering. And they're not too densely packed, it doesn't seem, which is good so you won't get swarmed by 6, 8 at a time. Alright, we're halfway through to the Helen's epic hunting whatever. Oh, here's a little bit of a tighter packing. But you can just use pixie armor if you have reasonable defensive skills on these as well. I don't even think I have plates on it. I think that my plates are on the other armor. Nope, they're plated. So, pixie 2As. They still hit through about 15 damage, I think we were seeing. They just don't hit very often. Oh, that's a nice little hit. That's a new crystal. On to the next little bit of boars. So I assume some of the clothing and stuff uses some of these materials. Um, I don't know that. I'm just assuming. Because it's ancient Greece, I assume there's a lot of different clothes, togas and whatnot that you can make. But I haven't actually seen a full blueprint book yet. That was a nice little mini hit. And these are nice and all, but I think maybe we might be heading back over the water. Maybe I do want to be taking on some of those level 9 to 11. Probably a little much for this pistol from what we're seeing here. But Codex is cost-based, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like we have a kill mission that's strictly for mutant boars. outside of that one right there, and that's 7. We have literally 7 kills left. We'll get that over there. I kind of want to get some Codex going. Oh, he died. He drowned in the water. So let's shoot across the water here. And we should be getting a little bit higher level ones. And we'll see if that shifts the loot at all. Looks like we've got a handful of shrapnel, 5, 7 ped or so. An okay amount of boar tails, though they go for a small markup. I wonder what they're used in. That's a fair amount of ped volume sales there. Oh, the boar heads are rarer and still pretty good volume of sale. So yeah, I wonder what those are used to make. It's got my curiosity up now. Oh, there's still some easy ones over here. I should have just stayed at the teleporter. I thought I wanted the really easy ones though. It turns out they might have been a little too easy. I mean, either way, we're going to try and burn out this pistol. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Alright, that updates that. I don't remember where Helen was though, so that's going to be tough to return to her. I will be having to Google that maybe. Alright, so we're going to move northward here. Putting down these boars, hoping that as we get into the higher maturities, we maybe get a slight shift in loot. Or maybe the citrine is just really rare off the boars. So we are getting a lot of other stuff. Including these boar heads that have pretty good markup and the boar tails that have not as good a markup, but still have markup and sales. And so that's kind of a good sign. Am I climbing the hill here? No. We'll just keep shooting through this valley. We'll just waypoint that. Because I remember seeing a bunch in between on the way to this other little island down here where we were having the low level ones. aren't that much higher level. It doesn't seem than what we were getting down there. Yet. Oh, now we got 3 at a time though. Now we'll see how this little pistol does. I'm leaning on not great. We're gonna recover from this real fast. Oh, I thought I was recovering. Still got me. I might want to switch down to the rifle just for the range. Or I could learn to heal earlier. We'll go with option B maybe. I like option A though, but we're trying to break the pistol, so I'll just have to work on healing a little better. There's a small amount of fruit. And I don't know, it's just, oh, level 10. See how this goes. Oh, he hits hard. But he's definitely worth 2.5%. And so that was really nice. But yeah, we're getting grouped up pretty good here. So we're gonna switch to which one we want to. We'll burn this one out first. It looks and sounds a little cooler. Oh, but it does not have the same range. Never mind. Change a game plan. Oh, these are getting serious. I like it. We'll switch to this. This has got some range, right? No, not so much. Let's look at the range. 60, you would think that would be reasonable. What's the range on the Amatrex? 85, that's why. No, we're not. We can't be messing around right now with this. Busting out the big pistol. They hit hard. So I think we're gonna stick down. I thought I wanted to come up this way, but I think we're better served breaking that pistol down there and just taking the slightly slower Codex progress. As much as I don't like admitting defeat and moving on, we're gonna admit defeat on that one. Or rather, it was more costly than I wanted it to be. I don't want to have to stop and heal all the time. I don't want to have to bust out the really big armor either. And so we'll just move back into the slightly lower area with more matures and youngs. In fact, I think I'll just teleport there. Oh yeah, that'll put us right in the middle of a bunch of boars probably. Might have to bust the big gun out. Yeah, right out the gate for a quick second. Maybe not. We're gonna run away. That's just got us back in the hunt immediately by teleporting down here. I feel that was a good choice. Back to these not as hard to kill, and basically they don't hit as hard. Seem to have less aggro range too. Still haven't got any of that crystal I was actually after. Oh, maybe it's only on the wild boars, not the mutant boars, that drop the citrine. That could be. I think wild boars are a little higher level. We're gonna keep putting these boars down. I mean, level 11 to 13 is not horrible. I kind of feel that we would have to upgrade our weapon and use that bigger pistol, though. The important part today is going to be getting at least one Codex rank for the boars. We might go hit the wild boars later to get a second ranked Codex, and it should go smoother. But that's after we go through some of the lower level stuff and break some of these lower level guns. I want to burn out on these lower level codexes before I move up into the higher level 10 and higher monsters. I wanted to kind of shoot through these lower level ones where I can use these 3 guns specifically around 12 damage per second and not have to stop and heal all the time. While also working my codex up a little bit because I want to capitalize on the fact that I haven't done much codex here and gain a few attribute rank ups, so to speak. I don't know what to really call them. Attribute challenge increases, rewards. There's definitely a big jump in power from the matures and the olds to when we got into those provider dominant alphas. They almost double in level, which is kind of what I expect those wild boars to be more like, which is kind of why I'm pushing them back in the order of rotation. We'll probably go hit them up for a little bit, but it'll be after we do some other stuff. I want to fully capitalize on as much of the low level codex on Next Island as I can. That's where you'll get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. Because the attribute challenge doesn't care what the cost was of your codex you finished. One rank is one rank. 20% of a stat point boost. It takes 5 codex rank ups to get the attribute challenge up. You see I'm at 4 of the 5 right now. Yeah, 3 would have been cause for concern across the river. Over here, not so much. Which is kind of nice. It makes for a relaxing little hunt where you're not on edge, having to make sure that you don't mess up. I kind of feel there's a time and a place for the challenging hunt and the relaxing hunt. And this is for sure the relaxing hunt. Oh, this one will be a little tougher. This is about as tough as it gets over here. Well, that was a whole bunch of crystals, a boar head. Nice. I like the boar heads. They look like they have good markup. I assume you have to have a pretty big stack, which kind of seems awkward. Be like, nah, I got a giant stack of boar heads. But we won't judge. The boar tails you seem to get a lot more often. They did not have the same markup. They were these things, yeah. And so, not sure what they're used for. They're still bought, though. Pretty regular, it seems. That was like 50 something pet worth. We want to go this way. Kind of stick in that little circle I've been doing a little bit while we finish out this codex. I saw a red dot. There they are. Alright, this one ought to give us that codex up. We'll probably kill a few more just for fun. But let's look at what we're getting. Oh, that's a reasonable amount of skill though for a level 1 codex. Let's go with a little more dexterity. I like that. And then we got an attribute increase. Let's take a look at that. Oh, it's stamina again. What's our stamina up to? I always take stamina if it's an option. 36 points, that's good. I mean, it's not great, but we're definitely making some progress there at least. Do I have a lot of... Oh yeah, we got a ways to go on breaking this pistol. they're a little sparse. I wonder if maybe we just need to go further south on the island to see if they're more grouped together better. More densely populated, I guess, is a better way of saying it. Because that circle is pretty light, kind of, I don't want to say boring, but maybe a little bit. But we're going to kill this guy, we'll kill that guy, just as a tribute, sacrifice on our way through. Oh well, down to 0.2% per kill. So that codex will take a while to work through if we were to stay on these low level mutant boars. It kind of seems like the bottom half of this island seems a lot like the top half. Pretty sparse. You're unlikely to get swarmed by 10 at a time. Especially if you're using a rifle. If you're a melee, I mean, my statement may not apply quite as much. That looks like a little bit better grouping. At least for a second. But the max I'm seeing is a provider, so. And the 12 DPS is a little low for the provider. You probably want 15 maybe. 15 or 20, but for everything else, this little gun's been working perfect. mean, I wouldn't want to be out here with the trade terminal rifle necessarily. Let's go south. Let's explore a little bit more on the south end of the island here. Kill a few more boars while we do it. The distribution of maturities doesn't seem very different. The mob density doesn't seem very much different. The loot definitely does not seem different. Alright, let's keep going south a little bit. I'm hoping we'll find a good spot to post up at some point for future reference, but it kind of seems to be all kind of the same. 6 of one, half a dozen of another, so to speak. Nothing standing out as amazing. That was a reasonably good hit there. I mean, the loot wasn't spectacular, but the value was okay. Oh, here's the south side of the island. Nothing really too impressive. We'll head up this way maybe. That was a nice little montage of stuff. Reasonable hit. But yeah, the kind of seems like the whole island's basically the same. This whole island here seems the same low maturities, similar densities. across the whole island. No real major huge packings where you're going to get super swarmed. So this is a great spot for the low level hunter to work up their boar challenge for sure. Especially if they're into any of those uh, crystals and loots I'm getting. Uh, I don't know what any of these are used for, but there's a whole lot of different materials we're getting. I mean, in addition to like the boar head and the boar tail and stuff like that. I say that, and maybe here to the west looks a little better on the population density, maybe? Or it could just be a spread like we've seen before, where it kind of just a one and done deal. Let's see. Nah, I think it's just how they happen to be stacked up at the moment. Is the only thing that made that look super appealing. So yeah, I think it looks kind of all the same. And so this is where we're gonna bag our low-level mutant boar hunt. I think today. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.